Hello and welcome to The Top Story, a podcast with the headlines of the day from our correspondents around the world. I'm Qizhi. Coming up in this edition, Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah says Sunday's attack against Israel targeted an Israeli military intelligence base, while Israel claimed its strike had been preemptive to avert a larger attack. Leaders of Pacific Island nations are gathering in Tonga for their annual meeting to ensure the health and well-being of the people. And rescue efforts are underway in the northeast Chinese city following widespread flooding that has killed 11 people. We begin in the Middle East. Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah says Sunday's attack against Israel targeted an Israeli military intelligence base close to Tel Aviv. Nasrallah also said the attack had been delayed to give the Gaza ceasefire talks a chance. Hezbollah claimed to hit an Israeli military intelligence site near Tel Aviv, and Israel claimed its strike had been preemptive to avert a larger attack. Neither side has offered evidence. Zahra Al-Dazi reports from Beirut.
In a televised speech on Sunday, Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah announced the end of Operation Arba'in, a major military operation against Israeli sites linked to the assassination of top military commander Fuad Shukr in Beirut last month. Nasrallah said the main targets attacked were Israeli military bases and barracks in Galilot near Tel Aviv and Ain Shemer airfield. Nasrallah said they would be satisfied with the operation if they were satisfied with the results. Otherwise, they reserved the right to respond and called on the Lebanese people to return to their lives and homes.
We will follow up as a result of the secrecy of what happened in these two bases, especially in Galilot. We will follow up on our sources, and the information that we will obtain, if the result is satisfactory and achieves the intended goal, we consider the response to the assassination of Mr. Commander Haj Mohsen and the targeting of the suburb to be completed. And if the result is not sufficient in our eyes, we currently reserve for ourselves the right to respond until another time.
According to Nasrallah, the delay in the military operation aimed to resume negotiations in light of the breakdown of the talks in Doha and Cairo. The retaliatory response on Sunday took place in two phases, beginning with the launch of about 340 Katyusha rockets and multiple drones to occupy air defenses. Nasrallah denied Israeli claims of a preemptive strike to thwart Hezbollah attacks, saying that what they planned happened. Despite the recent escalation between Hezbollah and Israel, international mediators are working non-stop to prevent a wider conflict in the region. And many believe a diplomatic solution can still be achieved, but if more time passes by, the greater the chances of further escalations that could lead to mistakes and accidents.
That was Zahra Al-Dazi reporting from Beirut. Then in Europe, the Russian Defense Ministry has sent more artillery to its Kursk region to repel Ukrainian forces. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said his forces have made small advances into the region, taking control of two more settlements. Alyosha Milenkovic shared his journey from Moscow to Kursk.
So we are leaving Moscow, heading to Kursk. It will take just over 7 hours of driving or of riding in this minivan. It is roughly around 530 kilometers. One of the main reasons why I took this almost 8-hour-long journey from Moscow to Kursk by car and not by plane is the fact that after the conflict in Ukraine started or erupted back in February 2022, all airports which are relatively close to the Ukrainian-Russian border were closed as a security measure. So all civilian flights to those airports, to those cities, including the city of Kursk, including the city of Belgorod, Rostov-on-Don, some other cities as well, all those airports are closed for civilian transport, for civilian aircraft. A lot of military vehicles on the way from the Belgorod and Kursk region towards actually Moscow. All of them were empty, none of the combat vehicles, fighting vehicles. So we are entering Kursk. It says Kursk, the city of military glory. This is the entrance and the monument to the Marshal Zhukov. It is Saturday, roughly around 5 o'clock afternoon local time. A lot of cars in the streets, people walking, like enjoying beautiful day, walking through the parks here. So everything seems normal. These sirens announce a possible missile attack. I just arrived to my hotel room, and this is something that greeted me.
That was Elios Milenkovic reporting. Turning to Africa, one of the mineral-rich regions in the Democratic Republic of the Congo has been battling increasing threats from armed groups. Authorities in the northern city of Goma launched a security operation, arresting some of the most wanted bandits in the region. Joy Karuki-Juma has the details.
The northern districts of the city of Goma are the most affected by insecurity. Several families live in constant fear of attack.
There were about 20 of them, because 8 of them entered my room, 4 entered the bathroom of my room, 4 others went to my children's room. While I did not know what to do, they took me to the living room, where there were 8 other bandits, all with firearms and machetes. They asked me to show them where my husband is, citing his name. When I told them that he is not in town, that he is traveling, they started hitting me on the neck with a blunt part of the machete, and others put their weapons on my head asking me for money.
In the northern territory of Nyiragongo, many feel helpless and are afraid of exposing their attackers.
At the first shot, I thought it was a tire. We went out to see. We saw a soldier wearing the FARDC uniform. He fired for the second time. It was the bullet that killed the neighbor's daughter. When her mother screamed, they then fired a lot of bullets in that direction, which dispersed us all. I don't know who they were, but I saw them wearing the FARDC uniform.
It really goes beyond us. We are surprised to see that people are dying like animals. We don't know why.
The army says it is determined to restore law and order in the region. The capture and presentation of these bandits is being seen by some as a reflection of the level of success of the security operation in the city of Goma.
We have 3 categories of bandits, including armed bandits, a group of fake Wazalendo who shot at the military police elements in the Cheshero district. They were arrested with their weapons. They are there. We have 2 civilian gangs, but armed bandits arrested several times, in love with justice. It was only a month ago that they had just been released. And there you go again. They have not stopped with their dirty work. Third category, these are people who organize. The attack on houses, the hemp smoking rooms, the drugs, the proof is there. You saw.
People living in Goma are worried about these latest attacks and feel that more needs to be done to secure their lives and livelihoods.
That was Joy Karuki-Juma reporting from the DRC. In the South Pacific, leaders of Pacific Island nations are gathering in Tonga for their annual meeting. The Prime Minister of Tonga chairs the 5-day Pacific Islands Forum, which kicks off on Monday. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres praises the 18 member states for their efforts to protect the seas and combat climate change. The Pacific Islands Forum is guided by the long-term 2050 strategy to ensure the health and well-being of the people. For more, Pandan spoke to China's Special Envoy for Pacific Island Countries Affairs, Chen Bo.
It has 2 mechanisms in place, the Pacific Islands Forum and the Pacific Islands Development Forum. Has China engaged in any form of communication and cooperation under the 2? And how will the 2 sides work together under multilateral frameworks?
Pacific Island Forum is an important intergovernmental international organization in Pacific Island region. China has become the first batch of dialogue partners with PIF since 1989. For more than 30 years, the relation between China and the Forum has maintained steady development. China has sent government delegations to attend the dialogue meeting of PIF for several decades, and the economic trade and investment cooperation between the two sides has also achieved good results. Since the establishment of Pacific Island Development Forum, it has been playing a positive role in promoting coordination, cooperation, and development in the Pacific Island region. As a founding development partner of PIDF, China pays high attention to the importance of PIDF in the region and has sent delegations to attend related meetings for many times. We are willing to strengthen communication and cooperation with the forum and contributing together to the development and prosperity of the island region. In recent years, China has established 7 platforms of multilateral cooperation with Pacific Island countries on emergency supplies, climate change, poverty reduction, agriculture cooperation, disaster prevention, Jingcao technology, and police training, helping Pacific Island countries to develop economy and improve livelihood through mutually beneficial cooperation. The cooperation between China and the Pacific Island countries is two-wheel driving, which goes well in both bilaterally and multilateral channels. In the future, China will remain committed to expanding exchanges and cooperation in all aspects with Pacific Island countries, delivering more outcomes that benefit the people and pushing the comprehensive strategic partnership between China and the Pacific Island countries for greater development from a new start.
That was China's Special Envoy for Pacific Island Countries Affairs Chen Bo talking about cooperation between the two sides. Finally, in Asia, rescue efforts are underway in the northeast Chinese city following widespread flooding. The rain-triggered flooding has killed 11 people in Huludao, Liaoning province. Another 14 people are still missing. The hardest-hit parts of the city experienced a year's worth of rain in half a day. It was the strongest rainfall event in Huludao since meteorological records began in 1951. Rescue teams helped farmers transfer crops and fruits in the fields. Risk identification and reconstruction work have started to ensure students are returning to school on time after summer holidays. Meanwhile, authorities have sent experts and medical equipment to the hardest-hit places to disinfect all affected areas. Officials have also relocated over 50,000 residents to safe areas. Wang Naiqian visits a relocation site and brings more details.
This middle school in Heishanke Township has been transformed into a temporary relocation site for those displaced by the severe floods. Located in one of the hardest hit areas, the school offers critical shelter for nearly 100 people, along with medical care and essential supplies.
All villagers in our township who needed a relocation have been moved to this site. We have emergency fire trucks, ambulances, and support from the Red Cross, ensuring that everyone receives 3 meals a day. Medical staffs are on standby to provide immediate treatment if anyone has health issues.
The busiest spot on the site is undoubtedly the area near the food truck. Every mealtime draws villagers together for a chat and a warm meal. The shared space fosters a sense of community and support among those affected by the disaster.
We brought a mobile kitchen that can serve 300 people at every meal. Today's menu includes chicken legs with potatoes and spicy pork. Many of the volunteers you see here are local villagers who have joined us, helping with cooking, distributing food, and maintaining order.
The devastating floods not only destroyed the homes that many rely on for their livelihoods, they've also had a profound psychological impact.
I still recall the night of August 17th when it rained heavily and didn't stop until 7 a.m. the next morning. A large amount of water entered my home, rising almost up to my neck. Thankfully, we survived. After the disaster, we were relocated here, and the care we've received has been beyond words.
It's getting dark here at the relocation site, but you can still see different departments hard at work. Medical personnel remain standby, and Red Cross volunteers are preparing meals for tomorrow. All these efforts are focused on ensuring safety and livelihood of those affected by the disaster.
That was Wang Naiqian in northeast China. Now, recapping the headlines. Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah has said Sunday's attack against Israel targeted an Israeli military intelligence base. while Israel claimed its strike had been preemptive to avert a larger attack. Leaders of Pacific Island nations have been gathering in Tonga for their annual meeting to ensure the health and well-being of the people. And rescue efforts are underway in the northeast Chinese city following widespread flooding that has killed 11 people. And that's it for this edition of The Top Story, a podcast that brings you world headlines every weekday. For more news in politics, business, sports and culture, you can subscribe to the Beijing Hour, a one-hour podcast news magazine program. We welcome and appreciate all ratings and reviews. I'm Qi Zhi. Thanks for listening.